I can hear music coming from people. It has always been difficult for me to pay attention. I am usually humming along to the music that I hear. Every place that I go to sounds different. Every person that I talk to too. And sometimes the music changes. My teacher usually sounds like elevator music, except for when the class is being noisy. Then her melody becomes brassy and harsh like a trombone. My mom's tempo is always upbeat. It reminds me of drums. A bunch of drums, vibrating softly in succession. And my dog, Sally, hers is quick and often rushed, with her tail conducting her tune right behind her like an orchestra. I think I have always been able to hear these sounds because there are videos of me when I was a baby and I can see my foot tapping or my hand waving. I used to think that it was normal until one day my friend and I were walking home from school. She was running ahead and her usual song stopped playing. Instead, an ominous sound starts crawling its way into my ear. It sounded like notes being plucked and then dropping hard and fast. I yell at her to stop, and she turns around right before she crosses the street. A car comes roaring by. It ran the red light. The side mirror hits her backpack and nearly throws her to the ground. She cried the entire way home. The next day she asked me how I knew. I told her that her music changed. She looked at me confused, and so I explained to her that everyone has a sound. Don't you hear it? She shook her head and told me that it was weird. That maybe I shouldn't tell people that I was hearing things. We were never really quite friends after that. Sometimes when I am walking, I hear different sounds coming from different places. Generally my neighborhood is quiet and it sounds like warm bread being stacked. Except for when I pass by the abandoned lot. There used to be a house there, but it burned down when I was 7 or 8. Now the grass is tall and past my waist. Every time I pass by, I plug my ears and run. Then the other day, I forget to plug my ears. By the time that I noticed it, I realized that the sounds I usually hear are gone. Instead there's something soft and sad in its place. It reminds me of a violin. It's almost too quiet to hear. I close my eyes and follow the sound to a spot in the ground. The grass is upturned and patted down. It makes me feel lonely. I look around and see the back of a yellow house that rests up against the abandoned lot. In one of its window blinds, I see a pair of eyes resting like periods on lined paper staring at me, and I hear the clatter of a cymbal falling to the floor. I try to look away but I can't. Another cymbal clatters down, its metallic rim humming as it spins on its edge. It almost sounds like a whistle before it bangs and flexes, trapping the air beneath its cap. I run and fall, dropping my backpack. I don't look back, not until the door to my house slams behind me. A few hours later I hear a knock on the door. I can hear the sound of metal whooshing as it teeters on the ground. My mom opens the door, and their jumbled voices are like birds screeching. I cover my ears until I feel mom's footsteps vibrating up the stairs. She knocks before opening my door, and tells me that a nice man found my backpack on the floor. I am scolded for leaving my things around. It's bad enough that you do it in the house. Several days pass by and I soon forget about the lot, the sound, and the man. Everything is normal, until one night I am woken up by a pounding in my chest. I think it's my heart and it may as well have been, but the rushed flows of air is like a breath forced through the neck of a saxophone without a reed. I sit upright in my bed and look outside my window. There's a dark figure in the tree. It's crouched on all fours and it is looking at me. I blink and hear a tap tap on the window. The figure crawls over the glass, sticking to it like a bug. A tap tap, as it looks into my room. The thing opens its mouth and smiles. It's long and stretched to the sides of its face. The teeth aren't normal. They're completely square and are pressed into the tops of their gums. I scream and turn on the light. I can hear drums beating in my ears. My mom rushes into my room. I think they scare away the thing outside. That night I told my mom everything. At first she didn't believe me, but my cries must have been insistent because the next day she gets a friend who is a cop to go with us to the lot. We dig in the spot where I heard the noise. At first I am relieved that there is nothing there, but then the officer pulls up a lock of hair. Soon more police cars arrive and another officer asks me what I had seen. I told them about the man in the yellow house and they go knocking at his door. Except there is no one there. They find out that it has been abandoned for a long time. The man was gone. They told me and my mom that there isn't a single thing to be worried about. Except, every night since, all I hear are the sounds of the cymbal falling to the ground. And I know that man is out there.